Okay, do subscribe by hitting the notification bell, and also you can share also this video. Yeah. Okay, so for today, I will give an info, okay, about the what do you call this one, about the midpoint formula. Okay, because some may ask, especially the students, even those person who had his so-called or engaged in mathematics. Okay, so what is the formula? Okay, for the midpoint. Okay, most of the time when you are pertaining to the midpoint formula, we are pertaining to the midpoint, or we are urged, or we are in to the so-called the midpoint coordinates. Okay, we want to have the value, okay, for the midpoint coordinates. Say for example, you are finding the midpoint between, okay, the points given. Okay, so we need to use the formula or the midpoint formula. Okay, and also it uses this so-called Cartesian plane of René Descartes. Okay, so you must know how to plot, how must know how to use the Cartesian plane, how to, okay, identify or to know where's the point, the pairs. Okay, so for you to have, or for you to understand, okay, the result, okay, of the calculation. Okay, because the given result, it will give you the points or the midpoint coordinates that can be plotted in the Cartesian plane, and that's the answer, that's the product of your calculation. Okay, so that's why in this discussion, okay, if you are dealing or if you are studying about the midpoint formula, you must know first, okay, how to locate, okay, in a Cartesian plane, like the x point or the x and y axis. Okay, so if you master already the Cartesian plane, you know how to plot, you know how to plot like the 5 comma 4. Okay, so those pairs, okay, like 6 comma y. So it is good enough, okay, in studying about this midpoint formula. Okay, because here, like, say for example, I have a given, okay, point L has the so-called 5 comma 6, and point R has the so-called 6 comma y. Now solve or find the midpoint coordinates between these 2 points. So in that case, you can use the distance. Oh no, not distance, the midpoint formula. And now what's the midpoint formula? Okay, so the midpoint formula, okay, is used for getting the middle, okay, the middle point or the midpoint, okay, of a given like problem. Okay, so you can get the midpoint coordinates, okay, in that given problem by simply using this formula. Okay, the formula is the quantity of x sub 1 plus x sub 2 all over 2 comma y sub 1 plus y sub 2 all over 2. Again, what's the formula for the midpoint? Okay, so for example, your teacher urged you to get the the midpoint coordinates between these 2 points. Okay, the formula for the uh, midpoint is the quantity of y sub 1 plus y sub 2 all over 2 comma yeah, the formula the formula for the midpoint, okay, is the quantity of x sub, okay, x sub 1 plus x sub 2 all over 2 comma y sub 1 plus y sub 2 all over 2. Yeah, the x point first, okay, will be the uh, first in the formula. Okay, again, the formula is the quantity of x sub 1 plus x sub 2 all over 2 comma y sub 1 plus y sub 2 all over 2. So you must know in that pairs, okay, where is the x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2 for you to solve. And also use the formula, because the formula will guide you. The formula will give you the correct answer. Once you use correctly the formula, it will guide you to the correct answer. Okay, so because that's the guide. Yeah, that's the guide, okay, for you to know the correct answer. Again, so to sum up, okay, the midpoint formula is used to get the midpoint coordinates. Okay, midpoint means the middle value, middle point, okay, in a specific uh, type of problem, okay, that deals with the points, okay, like the ordinates and coordinates, so the x and y. Okay, in a Cartesian plane, most of the time it uses the Cartesian all the time. Okay, and also if you have the midpoint coordinates already, then now you can locate, okay, in this 2 point, okay, where is the midpoint, where's the middle value, where's the middle point. So you can locate because you use the formula, because you correctly use the formula, and you have the midpoint coordinates. Now you can plot that one in the Cartesian plane. Okay, so be mindful also in substituting. Be mindful with the what do you call this one, the integers, because most of the time in that case you will add and divide by 2. Same with the y value, you will add and you divide by 2. Okay, so if the given points, like in the given like the value in the x axis is a fraction, okay, reduce that one if reducible. Again, if the value is fraction, reduce that one if that is reducible. Okay, so for example, both or in that fraction, the numerator and the denominator have a so-called common factor. Okay, so you proceed in reducing. Okay, that's it. Again, be mindful with the integers, because say for example, your x sub 1 is 5, then your x sub 2 is negative 2. So you now have negative you now have 5 plus negative 2 all over 2. So what will happen to that 5 plus negative 2 if you don't know the integers, the rule of integers? If you don't know how to add a positive number to a negative number, okay, so it will mislead you. It will give you the so-called undesirable answer. Okay, so that's why it is very important to know the basic, to know uh, adding numbers, okay, positive numbers to a negative numbers. Okay, so that's it, and be mindful, okay, use the formula correctly, and fill in, okay, those uh, x sub 1, y x sub 2, y sub 1, y sub 2. Fill in correctly by the correct value. Okay, and also if you're done with that, say for example, if you're done getting the midpoint coordinate, start plotting in a Cartesian plane. Okay. So you can see now what is the midpoint, the middle point, okay, or where is or how it looks, the midpoint coordinates that you get, okay, if you plot that one in a Cartesian plane. Is it really the midpoint? Yeah, so that question will be answered if you correctly, okay, follow the formula, filled in the formula correctly. So your question about is it the precise middle point, okay, will be answered if you get that answer correctly by simply using the midpoint formula. That's it. Thank you and God bless.